protection, connection, and simple joy. These four words describe the day. It's the message we heard over and over again as over 100 family and child welfare practitioners gathered here today in Jackson County, Missouri. Protection. Do all of our families have what they need to thrive? Today, we shared the results of the Skin Deep program over the last year and a half in Jackson County. Over 400 individuals have gone through the course and workshop. One of our goals was to make race easier to talk about in child welfare and racism impossible to ignore. Protection is making sure families have access to resources, real help, without unnecessary state involvement.
We all need each other in order for this system to work correctly. When we have these conversations, things change a little bit more.
Do we have the right people in the room to make impact on behalf of families and communities? It's time we expand the room and intentionally look to bring those organizations and entities into the same space so that we can hear from them and they can hear from us on ways to connect.
The people in this room and the people in the organizations that you serve share something in common. They show up every day for their families and children. You lead, you advocate, you navigate, but oftentimes you are still met with resistance. We can connect the dots to not only having an executive presence, but identifying your image and your identity and your integrity.
Today, participants were introduced to a framework called Connecting the Systems. It was so encouraging to hear and see how many connections were made.
Really, it takes everyone working together, and so often families are involved in so many systems. And ultimately, we all have similar goals. And so when we as different systems come together instead of against each other, families win.
Today, the participants engaged in an interactive activity to make the child welfare system easier to understand. This system shouldn't be so complex that it's impossible to navigate. It starts with organizations getting honest with themselves. Participants walked away with access to the Sinking Child Welfare webinar series, which is a video series that simplifies the foster care system through a series of videos and documents, making complex topics simple.
We just have more work to do in the Child Welfare Agency, but we need to keep consistent and we need to improve how to interpret what we do to the families that we serve.
Families thrive when they have consistency. It matters if you leave, and joy must be infused into the work of families. Attendees left with access to a mini joy assessment they can do with their own team. Today filled me with so much joy, seeing so many colleagues, new friends, and people ready to remember their reason again filled me with so much hope for the future. Sinking Child Welfare, which stands for Simplifying Your Navigation and Confusion in Child Welfare, would love to stay connected with you. Join the listserv and gain access to the Child Welfare Confusion Audit today.